All right, everybody. We'd like to welcome everyone to our Passive Income Communities team presentation. So tonight we're going to be talking about, we're going to give an introduction to our passive income community. We have a few new members that have joined here, so we'd like to officially welcome you to the community if you haven't joined. If you don't know who I am yet, my name is Casey. I'm going to go into a little bit of the story here of how passive income community came to be, and we're actually going to cover the first income stream that the team that really brought the core members together, and then it's just blossomed from there and really grown to, we've got over 100 members now, so it's really exciting how we've grown here recently. Then we're also going to talk about the future projects. The whole reason you guys are here, everybody's been asking, okay, what are the other income streams that we have? So we're going to be getting into those a little bit. Now, admittedly, I'm not going to cover everything tonight that we have that the leaders have been testing and looking at in the background, but what we are going to do is cover the ones that we really like what we're seeing. We've seen good results on, and they just check mark some of the things that we look for, and we'll be going through that checklist of due diligence. And then we will have a question and answer session at the end as well. So as we're going through, I am going to be covering quite a bit here tonight, you guys. So write down your questions or type them into the chat box as we're going through, and then I will cover those at the end for us. So first, what I want to do, I need to cover the disclaimer here. There's risk of loss with any investment. Do not invest money you cannot afford to lose. We're not financial advisors, so please do your own due diligence before acquiring any level of membership. Continued attendance at this webinar signifies your acceptance of this disclaimer. So a very common, when we bring this up here, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Now, this is a very common expression. A lot of people hear this, and what's funny about this expression is when you mention that to somebody, even if they've never invested in anything, they agree. Yeah, you shouldn't put all your money in one location, right? Because it's easy to understand. The whole philosophy behind this is if you invest all your money into one thing, and that one project or business fails, no matter how good it looks, right, then you're left with nothing. So it's common sense to diversify. And so as we get into how the passive income community came about, and this was the immediate agreement that we had, is people kind of came on and joined with me, and we had a discussion. Like-minded people that we should really diversify and create stability. So on average, millionaires have 7 income streams. So for us, this is a no-brainer to set ourselves up and you, the community, up to have success long-term through creating this stability. Now, what's really interesting with our society, though, is everyone we talk to, like I'd mentioned before, everyone readily agrees with the statement, yes, you should not put all your eggs in one basket. But yet the majority of people, they rely on just their jobs alone. So, they're leaving total reliance on one income stream and really the mercy of their employer. So our goal with the passive income community is to coach you and help that average person to kind of readjust their mindset and to approach making money a little bit differently than the 95% of the world does. So we can actually model our finances after the wealthy at even a smaller level. And it can become very significant over time. So for time's sake, we're not going to run numbers and show you a compound calculator. But if you start with even something small and you look at what compounding your earnings over time can become, it really is quite significant. So at any level that you're currently in with us, we can show you what that can grow into over time on a one-on-one meeting, or we can do a Zoom later with whoever referred you, and we can cover that in more detail. So really our hope is to help you let your money work for you. And then eventually, hopefully, you won't have to work for your money. And we have quite a few on the team that have been able to achieve that. So um, now, this is a pretty famous quote as well. I'm sure a lot of you heard of it, heard this, but the definition of insanity by Albert Einstein is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So as we've seen this great resignation going on over the past, it's been over a year now of people quitting their jobs. It's really showing no signs of slowing down. So what we've seen is most people are just, unfortunately, they're trading one job for another. So moving from one company that mistreats you and underpays you to another company that mistreats you and underpays you really isn't going to achieve the goal that you're looking for. So sadly, it's really just not going to change that outcome that most people are trying to achieve. Now, obviously, again, we can't make any promises, and there's always always risk with investments, right? But what we can tell you is that there's people on the call tonight, right now, that have been able to walk away from their jobs comfortably, which is really exciting. So now maybe that's not your desire. Maybe your desire is to, there's a lot of things that from my conversation with different people on a team, it's paying off debt, it's student loans, it's saving for retirement, possibly more vacations. Some want to get into real estate, some want to save for college tuitions for their kids or grandkids. There really there's a lot of reasons that people have come onto the team and are kind of looking at this. But whatever the reason is, we really believe that multiple income streams is a time-tested approach to creating stability in your finances. And so what we've been working behind the scenes on is pretty exciting, really incredible. We've found some really great things, and we're going to show you those tonight. So the first one, and this is really where the passive income community got started. Now, unfortunately, I am not a compliance approved presenter. So there's really not a lot I'm going to be able to tell you in detail here. But what I can say is, you might not be able to sleep after you watch a presentation from this company, and, reach out to the person who referred you to our team. We can direct you on to get on a presentation there. I know I certainly couldn't sleep after I watched it. But a little bit of the story is I was introduced to this company back in January of 2021. And at the time, I was laid off like many other people due to the pandemic. So, at that point, I was trying to trade cryptocurrency full time, admittedly with very, very little results. I'd watch my portfolio go up a few $1,000s. I'd watch it go down a few $1,000s from making mistakes in my trading. And it would just back and forth. And really, it was a roller coaster of emotions. So, after being on and off again for almost 3 years trying to make day trading my career, I really knew that it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. I knew that staring at charts for hours a day was not really was not going to give me the time freedom that I wanted. And so, admittedly, when I was approached with Hyperverse, I was looking. Now, I got to be honest, you guys, I was skeptical. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, that say any passive income stream online is a scam. Well, we've proven that now that that's absolutely not true. But I was skeptical, but so I kind of, I turned on the presentation. I kind of sat back. I had my arms crossed. I was definitely, a little closed-minded, but I was looking. But what I can tell you is while I watched that presentation, I was shown things that I'd never seen before. We have a company. Let me let me make sure I get all the notes here, say everything I want to say. This company was founded by someone, an individual that was one of the four first Bitcoin miners back in 2009, 2010. He's now one of the largest cryptocurrency miners ever. This company is backed by billions of dollars. Okay. So, and what I saw is a company that was willing to reward us. Now, this is not an investment, guys. I need to make that very clear. This is a membership program, but they are willing to reward us for coming in and using their products and services. It's unlike anything I've seen before. And definitely I've never seen a company willing to reward you that's backed up by $40 million. So, what I saw is something very different than anything I'd ever seen before. Most network marketing companies, most things that we look at, there's an auto ship, there's a monthly charge. You're trying to sell friends and family on a health product or a diet pill, a makeup, coffee, the list goes on and on, right? Like we've all seen it. We've all had family members in these different things. And the problem with that is that most people end up spending money every month, being told that they're going to become successful. And at the end of the day, what ends up happening is they're on a monthly auto ship. They end up spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars and never make a dime, right? So I found something here that was completely different. And this really, really started to change things going forward. So, again, I've been trying to create an at-home work from opportunity for almost 10 years at the point that when I was introduced to Hyperverse. And so this was something that I've been looking for. I've been wanting, but I wanted to feel good about it. I wanted to feel like people could be successful if I introduced other people. So after seeing this, I began to share this. I kind of, there's the quote, life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So for the first time in my life, I decided, okay, I'm going to step up, nervous as I was, record a presentation for Hyperverse, and I put it on YouTube. That presentation ended up getting about 3,500 views. After a little bit, really had some great launch. And what really happened is, we have a core team that are on this call tonight of people reaching out. And, when you surround yourself with like-minded people, when you start to connect with like-minded people, we were so blown away with the idea of Hyperverse and excited about it. And we started to talk and started to discuss, wow, wouldn't this be great if we could create multiple income streams? Again, back to that analogy of not putting all your eggs in one basket. What if we could have a few things where we had stability? And so that's really where the passive community was born. We came to that agreement that that's what we were going to do for our community and for our team. So our due diligence checklist, you guys, is a moving target. And this is kind of what we put together. These are the important things. And obviously we're learning and we're readjusting. Okay. So we're not saying, hey guys, we know everything there is to know about businesses online. But what we have found so far is by running each company, because there's so many scams out there online, the web is just riddled with scams. Okay. So if we verify a few key things, this can be the difference of joining with a company that's going to be long-term, or avoiding these Ponzi schemes and rug pulls like they're so prevalent on the internet today. So the black in this first one here is really the most important. Can we verify how they make their money? Okay, so if you can verify, because there's companies out there that claim to trade, there's all kinds of claims of what they're doing with your money and how they're going to pay you back. Okay, but the importance of verifying how they're making money, I can't stress enough, because that avoids and that helps you eliminate and really filter out what's a Ponzi and what's not. What's going to be a rug pull, right? Because if a company is legitimately making money, and if they're really doing what they say they're doing, then there's no reason for them to run away with everybody's money, right? It's only when a company is truly a Ponzi scheme, meaning that they're just borrowing from the new person to pay the old person, and that's what a Ponzi scheme is. So by verifying what they're doing, that's the number one. So do they have the proper licenses for their industry? So just keep this in mind. If they're not licensed in your country to operate, stay away. There's plenty of income opportunities out there, you guys, that we can get into. So we don't need to bring everything to the team. We need to bring only the things that have been really verified, and this is one of the important ones. Make sure they have their licenses for their industry. So the red here is some things. Again, like I said, we're kind of readjusting. We're learning as we go. And now verify the physical location. And I kind of put in parentheses here, if they claim to have one. So this is an important one. Now, society, especially, here in the United States, I mean, it's very, very normal. And it's been forever that, having a physical location brings legitimacy to a business, right? This is what we all grew up knowing. This is very standard operation. But when we're talking about, as we get into tech companies, fintech companies like IPC, and the pandemic has been a huge influence on companies moving their entire workforce to working from home, right? So we've had to readjust, and mentally we have to readjust of what makes a company legal or not. It is very, very standard for a company to have a virtual address. Okay, so that's one thing that a lot of people get stuck on, but there's the difference, and that's the explanation. So, but again, looking and doing our due diligence, we do need to verify a physical location if they claim to have one, because what happens a lot is these companies online, these scam sites, claim to have a physical location, and after a little bit of due diligence, you can verify no, they are not where they're claiming that they are. So we also added transparent owners, and the quality of management is really, really big. And what we're seeing, this was a big one with Hyperverse. And so we're going to continue as we bring new income streams to you guys. The ownership, if they're out there, if everyone knows who they are, if they have a quality management team, real professionalism, money backing the project is another huge thing. This is another thing that's going to help us from get into a rug pull situation where like some of these scam sites that just end up running away with people's hard-earned money. That's what we're trying to avoid here with with our passive income community. And again, track record of success, we've always looked at that. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that this company needs to have been around for 2 or 3 years. That is a really great thing that we can look for. But the other thing is, meaning, did they properly test their product, right? Did they really do the work behind the scenes before they brought it? Like IPC, a lot of you guys might not know, IPC's bot was tested for 3 years before they brought it to the market. So it's things like that. And then finally, and this is an important one for us with passive income community, can every team member earn without having to recruit, right? So this is, there's a lot of leaders out there in different companies that just or the company itself is just not conducive for the average person to make money. And so that's been the big difference. What we've been looking for is making sure that if I bring on a Sean or a Dan or a Darren, whatever, right, and they do not want to recruit. They never want to talk to a person about this. They just want to let their money work for them, and whatever programs we're in, then they should be able to make an income without having to go bother friends and family, right? So that's been the big thing. So we're going to get into what we found behind the scenes, but I did want to just give a little bit of introduction for the new people, and what passive income community is all about. And so what I need to do here is just give me a quick second. I'm going to stop sharing. We're going to go to some of these pages here. So give me just 1 second here, guys. Can someone tell me, can you see my screen? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sean. Okay. So now most of you guys that joined had to go, even if you've done nothing with cryptocurrency up to the point when you joined passive income community, most of you guys had to go through purchasing crypto. Probably you used likely Coinbase. Most people use Coinbase. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get this to come up here. So Coinbase is just a cryptocurrency exchange, okay? But I know some of you guys have used Binance. Maybe others of you have used. I know some of you have used Kraken, but Coinbase is a place to purchase cryptocurrency. Again, exchange it, just like it's called a crypto exchange, right? Exchange it for another cryptocurrency if you want to, if there's something you want to hold, or if you're trying to diversify. So the question is how would you guys like to use a platform, have a passive income opportunity where you can actually keep your cryptocurrency in your own exchange, right? Not putting it into a platform, but keeping it in your own platform, or excuse me, in your own cryptocurrency exchange, and still earn a passive income. So that has been something that we have been searching for quite a while, to give members the opportunity on our team to have an income stream, but yet we still have 100% control of our crypto all the time, right? 100% control. Short of when this cryptocurrency bot is doing its trading, obviously you'll have to wait till that trade ends before you have access to those profits. But what we found is something that is unlike anything else we've seen before, and I'm going to get into that why. Now, cryptocurrency bots, they're nothing new. Forex bots, they're nothing new. Okay, but there's a few things that really jumped out to us here with EasyBot. So number one, let's talk about compounding a little bit. So it calls itself the dynamic compounding bot, right? So compounding, I've talked about a little bit. A lot of things out there we've seen allow you to compound. Now, if you for the very new person, if you don't know really what compounding is, it's taking your profit from a trade or any way that you make you're making profit, putting it back into the next trade to earn even more, and then you take that profit into the next trade and earn more and more and more. And compounding can be very powerful over time. So a lot of things that we do and we've seen, it's very standard to only be able to compound once a week, for say with IPC that we've been using. You're only compounding your earnings once a week. Other things we've done, we can get it down to compounding even once a day, but this is very different. To be able to, this bot is going to take multiple trades during the day and actually compound multiple times during the day, potentially, which is really, really good. So if we reflect back on our checklist of what I talked about, other important things, another important thing is ownership and management. And what I can tell you guys, we've got about 11 people in our leaders group that really I like to get opinions on different projects that we bring. And this company was a resounding yes from everyone. After you watch, so we'll send this information out to each one of you guys after the presentation tonight, and you can watch this live event. Just look at the, and now it's long. It's about 2 hours long, but they had a official launch event here in January for this for EasyBot. The management is there. The owner is there. They all talk. You can hear their story. You can hear about everything that they're doing. And really their story of how EasyBot came about is really, really good. So we were massively impressed with this company. Now, the trading on this, you guys, is just opening up. Well, guys, what I'll do is jump in here since we're having a hard time playing that video. So you guys will all get the information on that. So hopefully that wasn't too distracting. So basically, let's go into what were they saying there? And so let me pull up a tab here real quickly on and pull up the charts here real quick to show you some examples. And one of the reasons we're so excited about this cryptocurrency bot. So cryptocurrency, if you guys have just joined IPC and we're more in the Forex markets, the big difference is the volatility in cryptocurrency, meaning the price movement can be so up and down in such drastic moves, actually. So let me pull up Bitcoin's chart here. And sorry about this, guys. I meant to have this pulled up before we started tonight's presentation. Okay, so in that video, what they were talking about was, and I'm going to show you this on the chart. They mentioned this last year of so if you can see here, April 2021, or excuse me, April 14th, you can see the price was for Bitcoin, and this is per Bitcoin, guys, if you're brand new to this, 64,500, let's just say 64,000, right? So if we take the if we go ahead and analyze the drop down to the lowest point, which is right down here, almost 70 days later to almost 28,000. So you can see there was almost there was a 55% drop actually in the market in 70 days. So that's huge. So the story of EasyBot and the owners and these guys was they were using a cryptocurrency trading bot at that point, and their accounts got basically wrecked, you guys, because most bots are not the algorithms, the trading strategies that are put into these bots are not set up to handle that type of a huge move down. And so what this guy did was spent months actually writing, and what they've been able to do through that section in this last big drop here was write in algorithms and trading strategies where they could profit 5 to 10% even on the times when the market's dropping by 50%, which is incredible. There isn't another cryptocurrency out there, a cryptocurrency bot out there that we know of that can do that. So let me show you this again. So we can come up here to, we come to November of this last year, and we watched Bitcoin go from just under 70,000 all the way down to 30, a 51% drop in 75 days. So you can see the huge movement. So can you imagine if you're somebody, and maybe you're on this call and you've been holding Bitcoin this whole time and you're watching these violent fluctuations up and down on your crypto. Now we have a bot that can turn a profit even in the downtrend. But notice something else I'm going to show you when the market's taking a huge dive like this. Notice what happens after every huge dive. There's a turnaround. Okay, the markets cannot go down forever. So what most people choose to do is they choose to just buy and hold and wait for those turnarounds, right? But I'm going to show you one more after the last huge bull run here. I'm going to just show you one more example of another huge drop off that happened in Bitcoin in 2020. And obviously this was around when COVID first came about. So that affects the market to the negative, but then Bitcoin went into a huge bull run. Okay. And there's a lot of money to be made. So the only reason I'm showing you this and to show you why we're so excited as a team is look at what's happening. You've seen, I've just shown you 3 examples now of when the market takes a huge dive, it usually has a return. And what is readily known with these cryptocurrency trading bots is in a bull market, meaning when it's going up like that, these bots can go in and out and make trades and make money at will. I mean, just it's nothing for a bot to do 100% trading accuracy when the market is going up. So we're coming in to EasyBot right at a perfect time. So we're really excited about this. So imagine what EasyBot has been doing is a 5 to 10% a month return on investment when the markets are going down. Now, again, that might not sound a lot, but imagine what it can do when the markets are going up. We could be seeing 20, 30, 50%. We could see some really, really good ROI. Again, nothing's guaranteed, right, guys? But this was a no-brainer for us, from the management that we saw to the script that they wrote in and the trading strategy, that the next time Bitcoin goes into a massive dive, we're not watching our entire portfolio just melt away like so many traders do. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Again, I'm sure you guys are going to have a lot of questions. We've got 2 more to cover here, and for time's sake, I want to try to wrap these up rather quickly here. So again, if we reflect back and we go back to our checklist of due diligence, and this company here marks the majority on that checklist, which is actually really hard to do when you're looking for legitimate income streams online. We're talking about top-notch management and owners. We're talking about physical locations, a great marketing system. It's easy to understand. Okay, as you look at this, and it's as simple as, do you want to double your cryptocurrency every 10 to 16 months? Now, that might not sound like a lot, you guys, because of other things that we're doing. But when we're looking at who these guys are and the stories that we've heard, this company did $1.3 billion within their first 2 years, 21 months actually, in Mexico alone. In their first 21 months, they did $1.3 billion in sales. So can you imagine, as they open up to the rest of the world, what that's going to be in the next 4 to 5 years? I mean, they have already crushed records. Some of them are top network marketers, like annually, in their first 21 months. right? So imagine as United States is opened up now, the rest of the world is opened up, what this is going to do. And the huge thing that jumped out, like, right, we've all seen that, like the guys that make a bunch of money really quickly and things like that. And you kind of, okay, whatever, roll your eyes. But the huge difference here is the ownership and the transparency. We talk about, uh, um, you know, behind, like on our leaders meetings, things like that. We have those every week or two. We've been talking about the importance of that, of, like having a John C. Maxwell. Now, maybe some of you guys don't know who this is, but he is basically the most influential and biggest leadership trainer ever. Okay. He has books on mentorship, leadership. If you do a quick Google search, you'll find out he is really, really huge in this space. And so they have him in training for the leadership portion, which is huge. Again, we talk about if a company has and claims to have physical locations, can we verify them? Well, they're setting up one in Dubai. You can watch a video on that. They do a drone fly through of their Zifra office in Mexico. You get to see the trading team that they're trading for us. Again, there's a lot more than just the cryptocurrency trading here that they do. They have health products. They have a few other income streams that we can get into. But this is a no-brainer. And again, what they've been able to do on just what they did their first 21 months in Mexico just shows you what kind of company this is going to be over the next few years. And so, guys, what we're looking for, sure, we like to make the quick buck right here and there, but we also as a team want to be a part of companies that are going to be legacy companies. And we 100% believe that this company and EasyBot are going to be legacy companies, meaning we could see them paying us for the next 10, 15, 20 years. Some companies have been paying for 30 and more, right? But this is what we're looking for, have some core, real stable companies. And then we can test. We're always going to be testing other things and always adding more income streams as long as they mark those checklists that we covered. So finally, we're going to talk about one that is a little bit more on the risky side, you guys. We have not totally verified everything. Now, basically everything we're seeing on this company has been great. There's a couple of things we don't love. Full transparency, we have not been able to verify ownership on this one yet. So there's some things that we're hesitant about, I guess, what I would say. And I would say that we want to be cautious. And again, with any investment, right? Again, we're going to say this again, always invest what you can afford to lose. And so that doesn't matter on anything we've talked about tonight or, are going to talk about in the future, right? And really the hope is if you're already on the team and you're already earning with us, then take the earnings from that company and then move it on to the next company, right? So really starting to play with house money as soon as possible to where you're really not risking anything out of your bank going forward. Okay, so, but the things that we've seen, and I asked the leaders here, should we bring this to the team? And we've been testing this for a few weeks. It was a 100% yes, and the reason why is we haven't seen anything quite like this. Now, crypto arbitrage is what we're doing here. And what that means is, I don't remember his name. I meant to look it up before we started this presentation. There's a gentleman about 10 years ago. He's only 29 now. He's now a billionaire. He owns his own cryptocurrency exchange. He was able to find out and figure out that because of time delays and differences in between one cryptocurrency exchange to another, you can that there is a difference in price for Bitcoin on one exchange to the other. And what he did is started figuring out and taking trades and sending it from one to the other. And one of his trades earned him over $1 million in one night doing that test. So that was the change for him. And so it is real. There is a lot of money to be made in crypto arbitrage. The thing is, in our hesitation is we can't 100% verify it. Okay, not we can trace it back all the way to the wallets that are paying us, and those wallets are on the exchanges that do offer crypto arbitrage. So it is looking like very likely that we are doing legitimate cryptocurrency arbitrage trading here, but we just have yet to get a 100% undeniable. And that's usually what I like to bring to the team is 100% undeniable income streams like we have in some of our other companies. But the things that are so positive about this, and again, at the end, we'll have any of the other leaders talk about this if they want, is we have access to our funds every 2 hours. And our leaders have already tested having pretty significant money. You guys moved in and out of this. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars that we've tested, and we've moved in and out of this to see how quickly we get paid. So we're getting paid within anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes after we do a withdrawal request. And what I want to do is show you exactly how easy it is to do this. And then what I'd like to do is, so what we're doing is we're looking for orders here. So you can do this, you guys, every 2 hours and 10 minutes, 24/7, which is great. And when you do one of these cycles, we look for trades. So you can see I have 2358 in my account right now. So we can click on immediate competition for orders. So it's basically looking for the difference in the price of a coin from one exchange to the other. So I'm going to put 1,226 of my USDT into this. So this trade is going to, again, take 2 hours and 10 minutes to complete, but I'm going to earn $3.67 off of that trade. Okay. I'll show you again real quick if it doesn't take too long. Sorry, Zoom definitely does slow things down. Can see a few cents difference there. Not great. We usually like to see a better spread than that before we take a trade, but we can accept that. Let's see, that's going to make me $1.80 off of that. So actually that wasn't too bad. So I probably won't do these all, but just for the sake of time, I wanted to show you how easy this is. So we've had quite a group testing this, and have gotten nothing but great feedback on this. So we decided as a team, even though we haven't verified every little thing on this one, the risk is worth the reward if, again, you're willing to risk a little bit that you could potentially lose. Because guys, this is making us about 3% a day when you do those trades every 2 hours and 10 minutes. You go through this process, you do that. It's making us about 3% a day. So, that's over 21% a week. If you're crazy like me, I literally wake up every 2 hours and 10 minutes, even at night. I have my alarm go off. I do it. Not everyone's that intense about it, but even if you're doing 15% a week, if you're only doing it throughout the day, 15% a week is 60% return on investment per month off of this platform. And then again, every 2 hours, as soon as you get done with a trading session, you can withdraw 100% of your funds. So that's the big thing. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to stop recording, and then maybe have any leaders or any questions, comments at this point.